watching at home. You're with Adelaide Eternal, bringing you our Adelaide Eternal Highlander Challenge for March. I'm Sarven McLinton, and I'm in the booth here with Beckett Wolfe.
G'day, guys.
In fact, whilst John Nelson is on the right, Beckett Wolfe is on the left of this match, and let's go down to his player profile before we talk about what both of them are on. So Beckett here is obviously one of the Adelaide Eternal team, and he's been doing extremely well. 3 wins of Adelaide Eternal challenges under his belt, 1 for each format, and he has his eyes set for the prize of getting another one today for the Highlander Challenge.
I think at this stage we're both, this is the top match, we're both 3-0. But I think it's a 6-round tournament this time around, so there's...
Well, don't tell me what happened. I know what happens, don't worry.
Well, I know what happens, but there's no... I mean, it's a critical spot because you definitely want to clinch that 4-0, at which point you can, secure a top 8 sort of position if you're in 4-0. So, definitely a tense one.
It is tense. So John Nelson has travelled for this tournament as well, and he's got his eyes set on the prize too. He is on a mono-red, almost mono-red burn list, but we will look at that one second. First of all, Beckett, tell me about your list.
Well, guys, it's Kess Pile. You can check it out. Sarv's done a great deck tech, and I copied my list basically off what Sarv came up and he said, "Oh, look, Beckett, this deck's trending right now. Get around it." Other people have been playing it, so we don't want to entirely credit Sarv, but he essentially built this deck and I copied it and added A-Call. So I'm not playing Jace or True Name. It's a classic control build, but instead I'm playing A-Call, and it means I get to run Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Duress Inside. I don't think it's any better than the Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time Jace True Name version, but it gives me a few free wins where I just draw A-Call and it gets me out of some crunchy spot, and otherwise you just try to value and control. It's a great deck.
Tasty. Speaking about crunchy spots, John Nelson is going to be putting you in one, probably a crunchy headlock with a variety of burn spells. So this is essentially modelled off the One Chin Red type of build, which is fundamentally a red burn deck with blue to give you card advantage to draw more burn spells, and then you leave your opponent like a crispy piece of toast on the side of the road.
The way I look at it is it's a burn deck with blue points.
Yeah, that's good. You go, oh, what do I want to spend my points on?
I want to spend my points on blue cards, but I want to play burn.
Okay, done.
It's a sweet deck, it's essentially mono red burn. I mean, it's running all the classic like Lava Spike. The moment you're running a Lava Spike, you're a legitimate burn deck. And then it's got A-Call.
Yeah, that's a good
So we're both running A-Call, but we're very, very different.
And John's got some unique choices in there too. We might actually see some of those personalised choices coming out in this match.
Yeah. Well, let's go down to the games. Actually, last time I played Wen Chin Burn was against her herself. She was on it. It was her.
Well, let's see if John can cobble together the... Oh, wait, this is your hand. So that's Mystic Confluence.
Censor was a new addition.
This is bunch of burn. It's basically a mono red hand.
I was going through my deck and I was like, couldn't think of the last card. I had like most of it together and I was putting it back. I was like, oh, what's the last card? So I just added Censor to make 60, and I realized later it was Baleful Strix. So I think I really like Baleful Strix. I should be running it, but I'm not running Baleful Strix today. Instead, I'm running Censor. Censor, I sided out a lot, but I actually found it to be fine. I found it to be really good. It cycled well. It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, I think Censor is extremely good in the 2-color blue decks because it just fills out the density of good cards in your deck. You get to buff them all out and give something that smooths out your game. And then in the 3-color decks, it's totally debatable whether or not Censor is something you need, simply because you just might have a better density of card choices to go in that slot. So yeah, it's could be either way.
I think if I had it around again, I'd probably take Strix. But there's a big difference between having Strix, which gives you great game against creatures, and Censor, which gives you a lot better game against control and combo decks. And maybe it depends on your meta. But I think if I had it around again, I'd probably go Strix over Censor.
Yeah, well, speaking of combo decks, essentially the red is being played like a combo deck where you kind of amass your spells. This is a burst lightning at end of turn. Amass lands and spells, and then kind of deploy a bunch of spells in one go, which can be sometimes even more scary than the turn 1 Goblin Guide. You go, wait, why are you not doing anything? Oh no, I'm really worried. You got a bunch of red mana there, and then you just die at the end of your turn. You get burnt, and then the next turn you get burnt again and you die. It happens. But he has missed a land drop, which does indicate that his hand is full of burn. Maybe even 3-drop burns.
Yeah, I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think the burn deck wants to be on 3 lands, but being on 2, as you say, implies it's got a whole bunch of gas, which is a good thing for burn as well.
Well, Abbot of Carol Keep is a way to hit that.
And there
land.
it is.
And
There's the Censor.
There's Censor. So this is a good example of Censor playing out much better than Baleful Strix would have played out. But you're going to be ticking down that Ancestral Vision and drawing 3 cards next turn.
Very soon.
And you've hit every single land drop.
Yeah, so and that's my reds. Oh, so I've got
Brainstorm, Gurmag, and
Mystic Confluence and a Bolt. So it's a pretty sick hand because I've got...
You couldn't ask for a better hand.
I've got Threat, I've got Removal, and I've got Counter Magic / Refillable.
Yeah. So this is that Curse of the Pierced Heart or something? Is that...
No, I don't think it's Curse of the Pierced Heart. I don't know what
it's a creature. Okay. Whatever it is, it's going to get counted. So
Killed Marauders? Not sure.
It's a 3. It's 3. Magus of the Wheel.
Oh, there it is. Yep, you're right. It's Magus of the Wheel.
Magus
and I think last time I played this against this deck, Magus wasn't even a card.
Yeah. Do you bolt
they weren't
or
running
do
it.
you just Mystic Confluence? Because
I think
are you just being mana efficient here?
I think I'm just being mana efficient. Of course, I can bolt it, but I figure he's going to have Goblin Guide, stuff that I can bolt, and I really want to draw 3, and drawing 3 or counting 1, drawing 2 is the same.
But aren't you going to discard at the end of this turn? Because you've got so many cards.
I guess we'll find out. I think I've got TAS, right? So I can go TAS, Bolt, and hopefully after Visions... So after I draw 3 of Visions, 1 for turn and 2 of Mystic, hopefully I've got Counterspell and more interaction, and I can go like land drop TAS, keep up Bolt and counters. Yeah, and I don't think I discard, but I'm not sure. Maybe I do.
Yeah, I think holding up the Mystic Confluence for a scarier threat and then just bolting the thing that you can actually bolt.
Arguably, yes.
Be good, but it just depends on how you handle it.
But I don't like sitting there taking like Lava Spike damage and not countering it because it's not a big enough threat. You know, it's like in Modern when you have Cryptic Command against Burn and it just feels awful because it's like, what do you do? Like Cryptica Rift Bolt, and then what? Like, and then you get hit by like a Goblin Guide and a Bolt. So
yeah, I can see it going either way.
I didn't like Mystic in hand versus this matchup. It was good there because I wasn't under much pressure.
Yeah, so this is the thing I'd want to counter.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I'd be...
This is a good one.
Bolt their Magus, and the next turn if they play something that basically Grixis can't answer, which is enchantments, you could...
I guess I was hoping to draw like a cheaper counterspell though.
But you're going to draw 4 cards in your turn too.
I think
I'm just ribbing you, man.
No, I mean, look, I'm all right with it. I might have even had a counter and let it resolve because I think I can race because I've got the Gurmag.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got a 5/5. It's legit. Burn their face and then 5/5.
And the minute I see him play Sulfuric, even though
you're like, my win con has arrived. It's your win con.
Well, I mean, I'm the control deck, but he's playing Sulfuric, so the pressure's on both of us. And if I've got Gurmag and I've got a lot of cards, I'm like, actually, you know what? Like, I've got a lot of mana, so. You know, he's not necessarily going to tempo me that easily. Yeah.
Don't you have lethal next turn? Because you got Creeping Tar Pit and Gurmag Angler, technically.
I guess we'll find... He's got a lot... I think he's got 4 or 5 cards in hand, though.
Oh, yeah. Kess? Wow, Kess with Bolt? Wow.
Yeah. Some logic here is just...
Yeah.
Let's just get some pressure on.
I definitely have lethal. 100% have lethal. The only thing you got to be worried about, obviously, is that he has somehow got a Price of Progress, Snapcaster Price of Progress, and enough mana to do that. But that's the only thing I'd be afraid of. But I don't think that's going to be a worry. You don't have to worry about that.
But yeah, he actually had a lot of cards and a lot of mana. So I think I was worried about him going Lava Spike, Bolt, Chain, other, and he actually goes like 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 spells,
that's
bang,
real.
you're dead.
Yeah,
and
he only needs to get to 10, right? And then you die.
And I think I actually misplayed here, and I forgot about the Sulfuric Vortex.
Yeah,
I didn't account for that damage.
Technically on 10.
Technically, yeah, and I think I had Fiery Confluence in hand, and if I go on Fire,
just 6 his face,
6 him, and I think I also had Chain Lightning, and I could have just gone like, I could have taken him to 1, and then the Sulfuric Vortex finishes him off. So Exquisite
Firecraft it can't be countered 4 damage.
Yeah.
So you go to 8, which is pseudo 6 with the Sulfuric Vortex. So 2 burn spells, 2 actual burn spells here kill you.
Yeah. And just like that, you think you're okay with 12 life and looking at my deck, looking at my board going like, I'm in the racing position. I've got, Bolt, Kess, Bolt. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But actually,
exactly.
Pressure's on.
And you've got a hand of 7, so do you have like a miscalc or something, or just a mana leak or something? Because
I surely have something. I might
get a brainstorm.
I'm looking.
This is a desperate brainstorm, isn't it? Oof. Oh, you need a spell. What do you need? Misstep, mental misstep. That's what you need.
I think I might have already had some 1 mana spell. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
This is new for me as well. When you can't remember. I think my opponent was saying he misplayed as well with his Fire Blast. I'm trying to remember how. Maybe he didn't float mana correctly or something like that. I'm trying to think how he misplayed with it, but he was saying he could have had lethal if he sequenced it differently.
Oh yeah. So this is afterwards is going.
Yeah, I think maybe he wanted to
cruise first.
To
decide what he has.
Yeah, that's right. And if he'd cruised first, then he could.
He would have lined it up.
Yeah,
properly.
Oh no, that's it. He had Fire Blast, but he kept Barbarian Ring instead of Mountain or something like that.
Oh yeah. Close.
Instead of the 2 mountains to sack.
Yeah, and that's for those of you who haven't played against Burn. I'm sure you've played against Burn in some kind of format, in Modern or in another format, but pretty much in every single format that Burn's in, it kind of you have to respect it like a combo deck, don't you? You have to respect the fact that it can cobble together a certain number of
guys. So I got a lot
your
coming
cards.
In.
Wow.
So I've got
both Rebs and Bebs.
I'm running both Rebs and Bebs, and the reason Sarv and I have had a lot of discussion about this, and a disagreement, I'd say, where Sarv says Hydro is correct and Blue Elemental is not. The reason I'm running both is because I find Burn to be a tough matchup, and I also struggle against Blood Moon. And even though I don't love it, and a lot of the time I'm only siding in one, the Hydro Blast, against specifically Burn and specifically Blood Moon, I find I need two. And I'm really glad I did in this.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing against Burn, and it makes a huge difference. There's so much difference between having the blue, just the single blue, and having to keep up Counterspell or Mana Leak or Memory Lapse or something like that.
Yeah.
On two.
I think that's legit. Like, I originally was, I'd play all four, and then against the control decks, I'd side in all four because I'm like, okay, I can counter your Kiki Jiki. I can counter, something red, an Izzet Charm at the right time, or, just something red against the blue-red control decks. Yeah, you took out Dirtly cards, slow cards, Dirtly cards, and life loss cards.
Yeah, so what was that? Yeah.
Him,
Deluge,
Click,
him.
Sensor, Deluge,
Dreadbore's slow, because their creature's already done damage.
Yeah, as sorcery speed.
Yeah.
So I was bringing in four, and every time I brought in all four, I would always find that a Hydra or a Bed would sit in my hand just dying.
I found the exact same thing versus blue-red control.
And then it turns out that I've come around to that thinking of maybe in Kess pile you do need all four simply because
not for the blue-red control.
Exactly, not for blue-red control matchups.
But for this matchup.
Yeah, I agree with Dak Fayed and just taking out cards that you'd never want to tap out for all of your mana early game, and late game it's great, but you never get to the late game.
Yeah.
So
I think I put back in Sensor and Dreadbore, not because I'd wanted them in, but just because
nothing else.
Well, yeah, I had a 17 card sideboard and not allowed to do that, so I had to put two back in, and they were the best. And
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
I think that's.
But I had four. I think all four. So the Pyros, the Rebs, the Bebs, and then I can't remember what the other ones were. I think I have
Flusterstorm.
Oh yeah, Flusterstorm, and maybe a Damnation or something like that. Because I think this
Toxic Deluge is bad, but Damnation is okay.
Yeah, because it gets your own Eidolon, and there's actually a lot of creatures in this.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think we've come around to the same thinking where you still keep all four Reb and Beb in your sideboard, but you just don't bring all of them in all the time. Very, very kind of like. You go, what's my weakest matchup? What do I need a Haymaker against? Well, as control, our weakest matchup is Burn, and as a 3-color deck, our weakest matchup is Blood Moons, because it's an enchantment as well, and you don't have enchantment removal. So you just need to play both both Beb and Hydro.
Yeah, this matchup is actually just not traditionally good, so I'm really happy I got that first game out, because I think I'm not confident in it, but I think post sideboard on the play, I've got a decent shot at hitting that Hydra or hitting that Red Beb and having a decent match.
Well, we're both on control decks this tournament, different control decks, but we're both on control, and we both play against John in the tournament, and we both had that debrief afterwards, going, "Well, this is our weakest matchup, isn't it? It's bad for us."
So he's got a
Anchor
hand.
Vishra, and you've got counter spells, brainstorms, lands.
Yeah, it's not a great hand, but I don't think he can ship it. At least it interacts. I think I'm hoping he doesn't hit a turn 1 creature, which he does, and then I might even rip the kill spell.
This vampire is pretty good.
He's great. Stromkirk Noble.
Yeah, Stromkirk's great.
He's a 1 for a 1/1, and when he hits, you get a +1 counter on him, and he can't be blocked by humans, which is there's actually a decent amount of humans.
Yeah, it's really interesting because he can't be blocked by Snapcaster Mage, which is one of the most common things you're going to use to block him.
Yeah, no, I think he's great, and on turn 1, like he actually gets really big. I think he's a really cool addition. I think he was in the original one chin list, but
he's a good card. I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
So this is a he's hitting his land drops. He's on the play. He had a turn 1 guy. That's exactly where he wants to be. But unfortunately, his aggro has been stymied. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can cobble.
But he does have an opening here when I don't have my, because I think I had Counterspell and Lapse, where I don't have my control cards up, which aren't going to win me the game, but they're going to slow the game down.
Like an Eidolon or something like that here would be terrifying.
Resolving a permanent here I think is good, and that's
Ank of Mishra.
That is probably the best.
Whoa, this is like the best time for it to resolve. Yep. Wow, you're going to take like 8-10 damage off this, right?
Deservedly so. It's a sideboard card. It is decided for this matchup. And as I said, like there's an opening there, and he's taken it. So I think it's a really nice sideboard choice to have in his sideboard and to side versus me. Ank of Mishra says whenever each player, so it triggers for both, plays a land, they take 2 damage. So I go land drop there, take 2 damage. And really, for me to efficiently get ahead, I need to hit a lot of land drops. Because not only do my spells cost a lot of mana, but I can't really decide not to play lands. Because, I need to be casting like 2 spells a turn sometimes to like get ahead.
It does damage both players though.
It does. But essentially then it's saying, well, we have to race. And that's that's where Burn wants to be.
He hasn't adjusted his life total, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Ank, so you have to memory lapse. Okay. We've had many a debate about that card, haven't we? So Hasty Dude is pretty strong here. You get to draw Mystic Confluence, which you don't want because you're going to just die by the time you actually try and cast it.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
No. You need to get to land 3 in Colligan's Command, otherwise you're going to lose. Colligan's Command here is pretty much the way to get out of this situation, right?
There you go. He took his 2 for the land drop, and I go Brainstorm. I've got all these beautiful lands.
Things. Hey, guess what? Fetch land after Brainstorm. That's the best thing to do. Oh no, Ank of Mishra's out. Do you like Ank of Mishra creature? Have you seen him? Zozu the Punisher.
I think he's playing Zozu. I'm not sure.
Really? Strong.
Zozu's sick. I love Zozu. So, I mean, I can't not play my lands here.
No, of course you have to. Yeah, unfortunately, he's not playing Zozu. I don't think, but it would be sweet if I saw a Zozu and an Ank on Battlefield.
And he's got the Goblin Guide, and I like hitting land here.
Yeah, here you go. Have a land, sure.
It's nice, but really.
Yeah,
I don't take the 2 for the Goblin Guide, which is handy. Because creature to back it up. Like maybe I can hopefully hit a Colligan's Command or something. But
and so from memory, the top placings of the tournament were basically us on control decks and a couple of other people, especially our travellers as well, on aggro decks.
They brought it real. Yeah. They brought nice pimped out as well, sick cards.
Absolutely. It was so awesome to see more people rocking aggro because a lot of people in Adelaide have got so complacent with aggro not being that strong. And then you get these burn decks. I think there were 2 burn decks in the top 8, 2 burn-ish type decks. And they're really hard to beat. It was a Blood Moon. Here we go. So, yeah. I hope you got that Hydro Blast because this is going to be a bad day for you.
It's not looking good. I mean, I had a lot of sick cards in hand, and I was dealing with these threats pretty efficiently. Like Electrolyze there and Edict after hitting the land off the Goblin Guide, but Ank was just too much pressure.
Yep.
And now, if I don't have an answer for Blood Moon, I don't think there's really anywhere I can go. So
no.
But it just shows you again, how good would how much do you need that double Hydro / Elemental?
Yeah, it's so important.
I needed to counter there or bolt there, or just as an efficient card that means maybe I don't have to play lands. Maybe I can go Hydro, Snap Hydro, and be able to sustain my life total without going to Ank.
Absolutely, and I know that here's that discussion we were having before about crazy one. Pays 2 life as well. This is Yep, that's a spicy exchange right there.
Yeah. My logic was, I was like, it feels bad to go A-Call to try to hit the blue land drop to take 2 damage, and I have to take 2 damage for the misstep.
Yep.
But if I'm not A-Calling, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Take
so
2 life.
take 2. Yep. So you're on 7.
Oh, it's brutal.
Comes into play untapped. So, you know, you take your small wins. Take those small victories.
Yeah. I don't know. Chain lightning. I think I might even have chain lightning, but he can red me back.
Oh no!
Just cut down hand size.
Oh, yep. You are being savaged right now.
And look, and fair enough too. You know,
Well,
he put those cards in there.
That's it.
And there's exquisite firecraft. I mean, is the Blood Moon main board or sideboard?
So it depends on the player. Some people play at main, some people play at side, but John's playing at main.
Yeah, well, look, fair enough. I mean, as
he
sweet
read
as
the
my
meta.
hand is, you know, there's 3 great cards versus control, and he's really stymied me. So I think it's a great choice.
Well, yeah, John had a good read on the meta. He went, okay, well, he's seen all the previous results being dominated by control decks. And then he went, okay, what hurts control decks? Burn. Burn's real good. So here comes Snapcaster Mage Lightning Bolt you because he just won a piece of tempo.
That's it. The only way I'm winning this is racing and hoping he's just got lands in hand. And he's not playing them because of Ank or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going the distance.
No.
But I got to give it a crack.
You're hoping, please don't play like Young Pyromancer or something just to block my 2-1 with a token because this is your win con, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's you do what you got to do, right? You're on 3.
I'm on 3. Yep.
John's like, how shall I kill you? Which one of my various cards in hand shall I use?
He's got a lot. He's got a lot that probably get the job done here. What is it going to be?
Let's see what happens. Price of Progress? I guess that does you a lot of damage, doesn't it?
Probably do it.
Yep, there we go. Shuffle them up. Yep, that's good work by John there, identifying that the best way to deal with control is having recursive burn and recursive damage or otherwise resilient threats that get landed in turns 2 and 3. You know,
that's right.
Ank of Mishra, Blood Moon,
the creatures are so important, and in that one, the Ank is so strong. Because it's not a creature I can remove very easily. I mean, I've got Artifact Destruction, but, you know, it's the same as Modern Burn in the sense that you almost want to, like, mull till you hit, like, a Goblin Guide or a Swift Spear on turn 1, because that's going to do, you know, 6 damage over the game before it gets removed, as opposed to a Lava Spike turn 1, which is only ever going to do 3 damage. So, I got lucky that I hit the Bolt for the Stromkirk, but the Ank I couldn't remove, and, you know, it filled the same role as a creature, but I can't block it.
Yeah, take out that cryptic command. You do not need that. So, one of the things that happens a lot with these matchups is you just take out your high end, you know, because you're never going to have enough time to deploy them. And when you do want to, you only want, say, one of them. You know, later on, I came back in because you don't have enough cards to take out. It's just that bad. But yeah, when you're against burn and you go, okay, I'm going to have 4 Rebs and Bebs instead of Mystic Confluence, you know, or some other five drop,
totally
you know?
Changes your curve, doesn't it?
Totally, yeah.
It's
actually
a big
allows
difference.
you to interact with
I
them.
mean, I think that's a great point, actually, Sarv. It's not just that, okay, this is a good card for this matchup. It's a huge point. You take out your, like, you know, 4 most expensive spells. Forget about best. Take out your 4 most expensive spells and put in, like, ball 1-drops. This is a huge change of tempo.
Oh, yeah, your deck changes dramatically. It's the difference between being a Grixis control deck and a Grixis Delver deck where you have 4 Delver Secrets or you don't have 4 Delver Secrets. Those 2 decks, even if the rest of the card choices are the same, play out very differently, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. So, game 3, and I'm on the play.
It's where you want to be, but, I mean, in
scared.
terms of statistics...
I'm scared.
I know the result, but...
Because that game 1, I feel like I dominated that game 1. And then for him to get so close, to get so close, I was like, okay, wow. I got, like, super lucky because I thought I was dominating that. And he still was so close. And then game 2, I just got absolutely savaged. So at this point, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, being on the play bar, you know, it might not do exactly what you want it to do. And this is all about the meta. You know, the Adelaide meta has evolved over the last year and a half quite dramatically from the days of Skull Clamp to the days of Twin Vault to the days of mid-rangey decks and now control's on top, and then here comes burn. So it's good to see people adapting to the meta.
So I've got Chain Lightning, Bolt, and Sensor.
Yeah, here's the Stromkirk again. He's definitely got out from underneath your Sensor or something like that, so you're gonna have to bolt it. Yep, there it is.
I'm wondering why I didn't chain lightning there though.
Do you have Censor in hand?
I do.
Yeah. Is there an argument to passing the turn, taking one, censoring what he plays, and then I guess if you just this and deploys two drops, it's no good. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely didn't want to shock there because
no, I agree. I think you did the one that saves the most life, whereas the other one makes Censor valuable. Yeah. All right. So it panned out the same way either way, but the threats are down and you are on 15.
Yeah, it's a low life total, but I got Censor up here at least. So I mean that's the difference between the play. In the last game we saw he had that opening when I was tapped out and I didn't have my 2-mana counterspell up. Now because I'm on the play, he doesn't have that opening where he goes 2-mana threat, which is Pyro, which is a perfectly great threat.
And if he'd played the land first, he would have been able to pay for the Censor and keep Grim Lavamancer in hand. But either way, here it's going to be a clean sweep. You're going to get to sweep everything. You've got Fatal Push in hand.
That's not a morph creature.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, I don't know.
I think I wanted to keep up blue for a counter spell,
right?
Because I don't have because I can't black and do it, and I figured, Ash Zealot is what it is, which is a 2/2 first strike haste. And if I cast something from my graveyard, it shocks me.
Yeah, it's basically got haste and it goes.
So there you go. That's why I didn't Fatal Push, is because I wanted to keep up counter spell.
Yep. I see.
I take 2 from the Lavamancer, but then it worked out the same because I would have taken 2 from Ash Zealot and then I'd have to have a kill spell for Ash Zealot. So rather than having to keep drawing kill spells, I get to use my counter spells and my kill spells.
True, and they're
finally a threat.
Yeah, well, Jace Prince Prodigy is literally what Ash Zealot would be turning off, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So it works out. And so for those at home, can you see how all the 1 mana interaction was so important, and now 2 mana interaction as well?
And now I've got Jace to go.
Cryoclasm. So that destroys an island or a plains and deals 3 damage to you. So it's like a kind of a stone rain that it's a better molten rain.
And furthermore to what you were saying, now, I've got to flip Jace and I've got all these 1 mana spells. So yes, he stifled me on mana, which would be awful for control, but because I've got so many cheap spells, I'm able to still interact.
And you don't have to worry about a top decking Cryptic Command in this board state, top decking Mystic Confluence in this board state, top decking
and there goes Mystic Confluence, I think. So. Now I just tick him up, I think, because there's no point bolting his face because I want to save it for creatures.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, it seems totally legit.
And
you don't have a preordain.
I feel like he could have Kyroclasm my black source there as well because I already had red.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he's left me with blue, black, red instead of blue and red.
So that you can't, say, cast Colligan's Command or a Tasigur or a Gurmag Angler. So this guy's going up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same logic is...
this is rough. I mean, taking you to 7 is going to be pretty... At the end of your turn, this is scary, right? When your opponent goes, end of your turn, take you to 7.
And there's Hydroblast.
Yep. You got to do what you got to do there.
And I don't think... This isn't the matchup where you can be saving your sideboard cards for the big spell. There is no big spell. That's the whole point of Burn.
They're all 3.
And that's the whole point of Hydroblast. And now Hydroblast is in my bin. And it's another great one to
ready to flash back against
permanence. What I'm really hoping is he has permanence because I can deal with permanence because of Jace. What I'm going to struggle against is more Incinerates.
Yeah, definitely. So here comes Harsh Mental, ready target for that Jace Prince Prodigy flashback, and he's actually got 2 flashbacks banked up in him, hasn't it? So yeah, you flash back just a bolt or something to keep your. It depends on what colours you got.
I don't think Harsh Mental does hit. I think it's artifact, creature, land.
Yeah, not Planeswalker. Yeah, not Planeswalker.
So I get to push or bolt or chain. I don't chain because he's got black.
Yeah, you don't want him to red back
push,
you.
Yeah, so I'll push it.
Oh man, yeah, that's scary. The fact that this looks kind of like you've stabilized it's not really that. It's very close.
It's not stable at all.
It does not look
stable.
He's
got 3 cards at least.
He can unload, And are you scared about playing that Walking Fumarole because it could be Price of Progress?
Ooh.
Just depends on what cards you got in hand.
I think I still had to do it. I mean, we'll see. I might have needed the 4th mana, or I might have had Snack Up or something. I don't think I still want to hit 4 mana.
Yeah.
I don't think you play around Price of Progress by not playing around lands. I think you play around it by countering it.
Yep. You just need to find a win con though. That's the tricky part because the longer this game goes, the less likely you are to win.
Yeah, although I'm trusting in my Jace. I feel like Jace is decent.
Jace is doing well.
The problem is Jace's ultimate doesn't do anything.
Here's your win con. This is what we're talking about. So
I'm gonna...
a 5/5 cannot be answered by the burn deck. So it's going to be all about.
And I guess this is now
4 turns.
his opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I'm tapped out.
Do me 10 damage, please.
Can you do me 10 damage this turn? Otherwise I untap with mana, Jace, and Gurmag.
And 4-turn win con. Yeah, so this is... I mean, if John can unload his hand here, this would be a very scary spot. Yeah, I mean, Abbott is really good here, actually.
Abbott's very good.
Because he says you can't attack, because if you attack, Abbott attacks you back, which represents a
Although
lightning bolt.
I've got the bolts.
Oh,
Is that
Sonic Burst.
Jackal Pup?
Sonic Burst. So he discards a random card and it does 4 damage, which is pretty big here. So
And he's thinking about it.
yeah, I mean, you just
He
do
gets
it.
the cut advantage of the Abbott, but
Yeah.
then he loses the cut advantage of
Yeah,
the burst.
that's it. But I mean, 4 to the face is huge here. Just do 4 to your face.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I want him to have permanence. Not this is the opposite of what I want, because this is just straight burn to the face.
Straight burn. That's it.
I can deal with I can actually deal with Abbott because I've got Hydro Blast, I've got Bolt.
Yeah, he wants to not discard a burn spell. He wants to discard like a creature or something would be fine. Yeah, 1 to 4, and we see what that is. The 4th one. Okay, that is burn.
Burst
Yeah.
Lightning.
Ooh, that's really harsh.
This lightning would have been decent.
Yeah,
Does it?
having a burn spell in hand is way better than a creature in hand, right? In this board state,
Although it's better than Ford. Yeah,
because it represents 3 damage off the prowess from the Abbott. Now, here's a tricky question: if you minus, so obviously you kill the guy so that you can attack. Yeah, so it's not a tricky question. If you didn't have the Jace, it would be a tricky question, i.e., do you attack or do you not attack?
Yeah. And I got to get in there. I can't.
have to.
Like, I'm scared of some Goblin Guide or whatever, but
gotta
I'm not
kill
winning
him,
this game by not swinging with Gurmag.
Yeah.
I've just got to. I'm not sure what's in my hand, but yeah, I've just got to. That's the opposite of what I want.
3 to you, 3 to you.
Here we go. I'm fetching.
Fetching down to 5 with a light love spike on the stack.
Yeah.
I sure hope that you have some kind of counter spell because this is going to be pretty
The
bad.
thing is, let's say I've got Cryptic. I can't just Cryptic is just dead in my hand if I'm not countering it. So I might as well counter and say okay, it's the same logic as last time. Do you have 10 damage?
Yep.
Have 10 damage, go. Do 10 damage.
Yeah.
I think at this stage I realise Price of Brokers kills me anyway.
Yes.
So I just get Volk. And yeah, it is Cryptic, which I wanted to side out.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have space. And so counter draw. It's not awful. I'm like, okay, now you've got 1 less card to deal 5 damage to me.
Ah, yes.
What is that?
Okay, that's a card.
It's definitely a card.
It's definitely red.
And it's worth a force, apparently. It's worth a force.
Wow. Okay, whatever it is got counted, so doesn't matter there.
Sounds like
Is it like a pyrostatic pillar? No, it doesn't look like pyrostatic pillar. It looks like there's 3
I think
green goblins in it or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Scald? How much money did he
Destroy all
play?
islands?
He played
Scald
3. 3, okay. Rivalry?
And I'm pitching Kess, it looks like.
Yeah,
so force pitching Kess.
Go to 4.
Which is decent after Cryptic, to be fair.
Yeah.
I get that tempo back. And I don't lose the card.
But he's got
it's
only
basically
1 card
playing...
in hand now, right?
Yes.
So next one he has 2 cards, and if either of them is an exquisite firecraft type effect, it's pretty...
So what I've got in hand is Torrential Gearhulk.
Yep. Ready for Cryptic counter?
Yeah, so what I want to do is... Because Gearhulk is 5 power, so it will be lethal if I play at the end of turn. Mm-hmm. So I really want him to just cast a spell, and I go...
counter and say, I'm safe because you have no other cards.
But if I fetch, I go down to 3 as well.
Yeah,
but what I really want is him to just play a spell. I'm forced to counter. I go whatever, Cryptic Command, Force of Will, Hydro Blast, whatever. And then I present lethal. And I'm looking at Barbarian Ring here. I'm like, it does 2 damage, not 3.
2, okay, yep.
So basically, I'm down to... Because he just needs 1 burn spell. Because he can ring me. So Barbarian Ring does 2 damage.
I do nothing, right? And then that way you keep your Torrential Gearhulk in hand.
But if I play the Gearhulk, I got lethal.
Yes, yeah. It all depends on if that last card is a lightning bolt, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so I fetch. Because I'm I want a Gearhulk. But then I think about it, and I'm like, Sarv's right. There's no point. If I play Gearhulk and he has the burn, I lose to burn. But if he doesn't have the burn, I win anyway.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't have burn and he has burn on top, I just Gearhulk next turn.
Yep.
And because I've got Gurmag, so Gurmag kills over 2 turns. So if the card in his hand is burn now and I Gearhulk, he goes end of turn, in response, bolt you, and I die. And if they're both burn, I lose anyway.
Yep.
And if they're both fades, I win anyway. So the only way I lose... So this way I'm playing around him having burn in his hand and not on the top. So I don't play the Gear Hog despite fetching. I'm like, no, play smart. I don't play the Gear Hog.
Yep.
And I just go swing for 5. But it's tense because I'm greedy because I'm like, oh,
so greedy.
Gear Hog here, you know, bolt your face or whatever, or a cryptic, you bounce your thing. You know, Barbarian Ring, take me to 1. And I actually just like win right then and there. The pain is over. You know? But I'm very happy on camera. I did the right choice and I go to my turn.
Yep. Do nothing.
But I am having a good think about it.
Yep. That's all right. If in doubt. But yeah, you're right. I'm sure that you went through all of these combinations of cards in your head and then went, yep. I always say, he showed us the card and it looked red to me. It looked red to you?
Well, mountains are red.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm talking about it with him. I'm like, you got it? You have it? Huh? Do you have it? You should just tell me if you have it.
I need to read.
So I untap, and I'm treating Gear Hog at this stage as
counterspell.
he's not a creature. He's just a counterspell.
Yep, that's right. And it represents a Hydra Blast or a Force of Will or a Cryptic Command bounce a permanent, or it represents a lot of things. It represents a Lightning Bolt to the face as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got a lot of representations. Were you hoping he'd do some like 2 double fetch or fetch a fetch that Steam Vents untapped and then you go
yeah, bolt you.
But then he
must know I have
bolt.
something though because I fetched, which was incorrect. Cause then I show him that I actually want that mana.
Yep.
And I also had a big think about it. So I'm obviously telegraphing that I've got something.
Yeah. Well,
so
he's representing 2 damage to your face.
And I think this is perfectly reasonable.
Yes, indeed, I agree. He's just going. Look, I've thinned my deck, and I'm going to take you to 1. And,
no, I'm not on 0. So he's
and
gone.
then it's all about this draw. What does he draw? This is so tight, so intense. So he's got 2 cards that look interchangeable. They look like 2 mountains or a Pyroblast.
Oh, and he played the mountain.
Oh, it's a Pyroblast. Yep.
Yeah.
You go, okay, my guy will die. If you didn't play the mountain, would you not attack? No, you'd always attack, right? Yep. Yeah, he played the mountain, so you're allowed to cast a Gear Hulk and Bolt Face or something. Yeah, or Cryptic bounce your Steam Vents draw a card.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well that's that. You got that. Those were 2 incredibly tight games.
Yeah, I mean I'm down to 1 there.
Yeah, so you're 4-0 now. Good work from John as well, really presenting a really strong meta call for the tournament. And we will see him again because I play him later on in the next couple of rounds.
Well, thanks heaps for watching, guys. We're Adelaide Eternal, and I'll see you at the next video.